Going.
Have you ever seen, or rather smelled, the unmistakable scent of a gang of teenage boys? The ones who believe that Axe body spray is the greatest invention to happen to mankind since, I don't know, indoor plumbing? The ones who also believe that the more Axe they apply, the greater their gravitational pull on women will be. Or how about that common holiday phenomenon known amongst experts as Attack of the Gucci Girl? This happens when you step within a 100-foot radius of the perfume counter at the mall and consists of you being hunted mercilessly by an enraged saleswoman in a mad attempt to get you to buy her product. It doesn't matter if you try and disguise yourself with a mustache or a hat or a coat. She will find you. She will spray you. Now, both of these situations revolve around the use or overuse of various perfumes and scents. The world of fragrance is vast and generally unexplored until today. Today, I will take you around the history of making people smell nice, the scientific aspect of perfume, including the way it affects us and the people around us, and finally, how marketers are taking advantage of us as human beings and forcing us to buy their product. Now, it all started with the ancient Mesopotamians. They discovered that when they burned certain tree barks or resins, it created a scented smoke that has a tendency to cover up bad odors. They used this smoke in daily life as much as possible. Today we know it as incense, and it is often used by those seeking spiritual oneness. Oh. Next came the Egyptians. They were so fond of smelling nice that they created these waxy, oily creams, and women would shape them into cones and then place them on top of their heads. And throughout the day, that cone would melt underneath the hot Egyptian sun, covering their whole bodies in a waxy cream that was also scented. Later on, it became known as the very first perfume, as the first sunscreen, as well as perfume, because it offered protection from the sun. Egyptians were so fond of smelling nice that they took perfumes with them into their tombs when they died. I guess they just wanted to smell fabulous in the afterlife. Perfume sales and creation reached their peak in England during the reigns of King Henry VIII and Queen Elizabeth I. Queen Elizabeth I had a sensitive nose due to a birth defect and insisted on everything she encountered smelling very fragrant. She even carried around a little perfumed walking staff with her. Thus, it became a popular pastime for women of the era to create and market new scents for their royal families and their personal families to enjoy. Now today we create scents for our own gain and not for a royal monarch, but why does it affect us the way it does? Well, your sense of smell is a chemical sense, which means the chemicals in the air are processed by your brain. So when you smell something, the little vaporized odor molecules go in through your nose and hang out in this nasal cavity. Inside this nasal cavity are olfactory neurons, which are connected to the olfactory bulb. These process the information and then send what they process directly to the limbic system of your brain. The limbic system of your brain controls conscious thought and emotion and memories. This explains why when you smell something especially pungent, you're often reminded of someone or an event that has to do with that scent. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Name That Scent! Today's game show will feature our very own contestant, Jenna, and she will have a limited amount of time to correctly name the scent that inspired the memory that we will give her. Are you ready to start this, Jenna? Yeah. Okay, round one. What made you think of your grandmother Mabel? Like cookies? That's correct. Round two. What scent reminded you of wonderful times at summer camp? Like the smell of overcrowded bunks? No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. What we were looking for was the scent of fresh firewood. Last chance, round three. Well, this is a doozy. What reminded you of the time that you accidentally wandered into the boys' bathroom? Like, what is the smell of Axe body spray? As you can see, this phenomenon can also be related to various scents and perfumes. If you're in a crowd and one person smells or wears a perfume that is similar to your mother's, you're likely to begin thinking about her. Or, same thing goes with your father, specifically colognes. The best example of this is Old Spice. Power! Look at this board. Now back at me, now back at this board, now back to me. Sadly, this board does not smell like Old Spice, because if it did, it would be a manly man. Anything is possible when you're watching an expository about Old Spice. I am unicorn. Old Spice has been reminding women of their male relatives or friends for generations. We all know our father, grandfather, uncle, someone who wore this pungent cologne. This brings it down to why people wear perfume. Studies have shown that younger men wear scents or colognes to attract women, but older men wear scents in gratitude to the woman who probably gave it to them. And women will almost always, across the board, use a perfume that's similar to their mother's. While I agree with the fact that there is no such thing as too much Nutella or too many yoga classes, too much perfume is a problem. And as well as just being annoying, it's actually dangerous. There are people who, in the presence of a very strong chemical odor, will begin coughing and start choking and become unable to breathe. And even if your scent isn't necessarily life-threatening to the people around you, your life may be threatened when they get sick and tired of smelling the half-gallon of Justin Bieber's girlfriend that you applied literally this morning. We all know that person, generally it's a woman, who tends to become a walking perfume bottle. You stand too close to them, or they come into a small room for an extended period of time, and you just adopt their scent, and it clings to your clothes and your hair like a virus. But it's not only women who commit this heinous crime. On the more masculine side of scents, Axe has taken the world by storm. It graces bathroom shelves everywhere and inspires fear to the hearts of those with functioning noses. Axe was created as a deodorizer, but it has the tendency to simply cover a smell for a limited period of time. Because of this, men apply it in copious amounts. In a small dosage, it would be pleasant or even tolerable. But until men learn to stop applying it like this, it will continue to be annoying and overpowering. Now the final question is, why do we feel the need to buy these products? Well, the answer is marketers are taking advantage of our weakest traits as human beings. We all want to be loved, we all want to be found beautiful, and we all want to be desired. Of course, it really helps if the person doing all of this desiring looks and smells like Brad Pitt. So celebrity endorsement of perfumes is very popular. Every single one of these photos shows beautiful people doing spectacular things. They lead us to believe that if we smell like them, we could live like them. We could do whatever they're doing. And don't exactly know what is going on here, but I know that it's very popular amongst people because Gucci's products are flying off the shelves at an alarming rate per year. As well as being slightly misleading, these ads are also confusing. For example, looking at this ad, you might be led to believe that this very attractive man comes with the purchase of this perfume. Please tell me that this man comes with this perfume. Please. Now, on a more serious note, because advertisements like this are what especially young women look to in order to find guidance, our society has evolved to promote extreme beauty as the only way to get along in life. Young women could think that they're expected to look like this and maybe even dress like this, just to get attention from the opposite sex. And this can be affected to men too. Men are expected to look like Brad Pitt, and he had gosh darn better smell like him too. Until our society comes to realize that what makes a person different is also what makes them beautiful, we will continue to be a group of adults who think the only thing worth having in life is false beauty, a false personality, and a false lifestyle. Now, I hope you all have learned that there's so much more than meets the eye, I mean the nose, about the perfume industry. Now you guys know where it came from, how it affects us and the people around us, and why we want to buy this. Because we want this. Now go forth, my little perfume know-it-alls. Be free, and remember, it's a smelly, smelly world out there. Good luck. Thank you.